All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome in. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Welcome in. We'll get started here in just a moment. All right, now as y'all are coming in, make sure you go ahead and drop those likes as well as drop those some of the days. We'll get started here in just a moment.
The Weekly Blend, live every week. Fragrance, culture, conversation.
All right, what's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's going on? How's it going? Welcome into, well, I've already been here, but welcome back into January, first month of the year. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully I didn't mute myself still and we got sound. All right, we're good. Listen, good to see y'all back on another Tuesday night. We're going to make this a regular thing. I think we tried to make it regular and it's been regular for the last few weeks, but we're going to try and make sure that we keep this thing going regularly. You saw the branding out there. In fact, let me get my other little thing up here. As far as just kind of how we're going to call this, just so we can kind of get this going. We're going to call this the Weekly Blend. So every Tuesday night, we're going to rock, we're going to talk, we're going to have conversation, fragrance, culture, community, conversation. We're going to do that here. And as you can see the title right now, we're going to do some hot takes today. But before we jump into that, let's see what's going on. Let's see how everybody's doing in the chat. Let's see. Oh, snap. Joe, you got unseated. Damani, good to see you, my friend. You actually win as far as the first comment of the evening, first comment of the live. Joe, you got to move a little faster next time, bruh. Joel is there though, right behind. I mean, literally, it looks like maybe seconds between. Joel center of the day is Orman Jane Cashmere. Very nice, very nice. Simone, good to see you, sis. Simone is wearing Santal Bloom body oil and Latafa Nebris. Very nice, very nice. Everybody in the chat saying what's up to each other. Good, good, good. Definitely love that camaraderie and all that friendship here. Blaine, good to see you. I know you coming in from, is it Hawaii, I think? Yes. Wearing that Zaharoff Iberi. Let me know how that is. Let me know. I haven't tapped into any Zaharoffs. I've put nose on a couple, but definitely interested in seeing how that one works out. Again, everybody just saying what's up to everybody. Let's jump down a little further here. Frankie, good to see you, my guy. Evening scent of the day is Shelby Effect from Yeoman Lail. Which one is that I'm doing the take on? I can't remember. Shelby Effect. Let's take a look and see. Yeoman Lail. It's been a while. I may need to tap back in with Yeoman Lail. Shelby Effect. Let's see what that is. Initial side effect. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Let's get back to. All right. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Be Twizzy. Good to see you, my guy. Scent Boss says, what's up, Kevin and Franklin family? Scent of the day is Jardins de Misfa by Un Nuit Nomad. Very nice. Very nice. Simone, what's happening, big bruh? Smiles with the addition to the intro. Again, we're going to try and do something different this year. We hit our goal last year of getting 7,500 as far as subscribers. This year, we're going for 20K. We're really trying to really take this to another level, another thing. You're going to see Smell Goods is now a brand. Smell Goods has we've LLC'd. We're going to be incorporating soon. But yeah, we're doing some things. This is going to be a year where you're going to see some stuff pop off. You're going to see me not just behind this desk. You're going to see me out and about touching grass, as we say. You're going to see me in a few different places, and I may be coming to some cities. So definitely make sure you are connected and all of that fun stuff. Yes, D-Main says, what's up, Kevin? Chat. Scent of the day is John Varvatos Vintage. Listen, that's a classic. I've got that back there as well. John Varvatos Vintage, very much a classic man's scent. Definitely one of those that is kind of like that old school, like 60s and 70s vibe, as far as like the image I get whenever I think about that, whenever I spray it, is almost like, white t-shirt, some crisp jeans, Levi's, right? And just some sneakers, what have you, or some shoes. But yeah, that's definitely a classic. Definitely a classic. That's right, Blaine. Joel is slacking on the job. He let somebody else beat him. That's I'm gonna have to take a picture of that one. All right, let's keep going through. Holy Prophet, JC, good to see you, my friend. Since today is replica coffee break. Definitely a nice one. Definitely a nice one. Twizzy says, scent of the day, Michael Malone, Agar, and Myrrh. I'm trying to hold out. I'm wanting to tap in. I've got the discovery set of Michael Malone back there, but there's some bottles I want to get my hands on, but there's a place I got to go get them because I know they got the best prices on them. If you're in San Antonio, you already know the place I'm talking about. But yeah, I've got a trip coming up to San Antonio, probably at least sometime this year. So I'm going to stop through my place and pick up some things there. Yes, thank you, Frankie. Yes. SVT Haynes, scent of the day is Goldfield and Banks Tales of Amber. Interesting. Now, that one really for me didn't work for me as much. I get it. It just wasn't my scent, but definitely, listen, I like that for you, my friend. Let's see. David Webster says they're currently testing. Hey, all currently testing Afnan Taratti Electric and Lattafa Art of Universe. Yeah, you should notice with those two, Art of Universe is definitely the much sweeter take. Taratti Electric is very nice. They're both good. Just for me, Art of Universe definitely amps up that sweetness more so than the other one, more than Taratti Electric. And then the other one is this one. I don't think I've done a review on it yet, but this is Cold Opulence. This one takes that DNA and kind of makes it a little more masculine for me. But definitely good ones there. Let's see what else we got going on. Blaine says Uberry is a nice rich vanilla. I'll DM you later. I'll send you decants, whatever's a hard I have. Listen, I appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. Joel, can't wait to do my first wearing tomorrow of Blind Barber Shinjuku Mood. Apparently smells like Le Labo, the Noir 29. Awesome. Jason, what's up, Kev? And chat, scent of the day is Spirited Dubai Abraj. Very nice. My scent of the day, where is it? Here we go. My scent of the day is actually, I'm finishing off. You all can see that little juice left in there. I'm finishing off from the House of Savoir Faire. This is Soul Cafe. I actually have a 30 ml coming because I was like, I gotta have this. So I got a 30 ml and they had a special over at Savoir Faire. So I got that coming. I have Oratory coming and I have Beau Noir. So that'll be added to chemistry back there. So I think I'll be good for Savoir Faire, at least for right now. They had a deal where it was like buy two, get a third one for free. So I was like, let's take advantage of that. Only got the 30 ml because I don't need 100 mls because I got enough to last me for a while. The 30 mls will suit me fine. Excellent. All right, let's jump down. Let's see what else we got going on. I'm gonna have to DM you the plug, full bottle under 75. If you're talking about Michael Malone, I got a plug that will get it for, depending upon which ones, the Michael Malones, I think they were like 35. And the Esquires were like 40 or 45. So If your plug can beat that, definitely we'll talk. But I got a plug, and I haven't been shy about it. If you're in San Antonio, there's a place you need to go. I tell everybody when you're in San Antonio, go to this place because one, you can put your nose on a lot of the Middle Eastern brands. You can put your nose on a lot of different things, but he's got some good deals as far as stuff there as well. All right. So appreciate that. Listen, again, I gave you my scent of the day. So you can see we've got our topic for today. And just kind of as, you know, we're going to take this every Tuesday night, unless there's something that comes up that takes me away from it right now. But every Tuesday night, we're going to come on and we're going to do really just kind of a show. We're going to call it the Weekly Blend. It's not just going to be fragrance because, you know, for me, part of the reason that I didn't stay consistent with this all throughout 2025 was because after a while, it was like just sitting here smelling stuff and you all like, okay, what does it smell like? I get that, right? But I wanted to have more conversation. I think that this space, this place, building this community, one of the things that's going to be helpful is just having conversations about a variety of things, not just fragrance, right? But we can talk about fragrance. We can talk about community. We can talk about culture. We can talk about whatever it is. We're probably going to stay away from politics just because, yeah. But we're going to have conversations that will, yes, will involve fragrances, but we may kind of dip into some other things. Like we may have a debate on why Jordan is the true GOAT and LeBron is the llama. If you've been around my channel, you might know what that stands for, but you want to make sure you're tapped in because I'll explain what the llama stands for. If you want to say LeBron is the GOAT, I'll give you this. He is the GOAT as far as GOAT standing for go on another team. All right. But as far as the real GOAT, we can talk about Michael Jordan. But these are conversations that we may have going forward on the Weekly Blend, right? Conversation, community, fragrance, all of that fun stuff we're going to do. So tonight, just to kind of kick it off, I was like, let's talk some hot takes. And I'm going to ask you all to of course, tap in with your hot takes. If you got hot takes, we definitely want to have that conversation. But I got a few hot takes here. Some are just my observations. Some may be a controversial hot takes, whatever it may be. But this is my thought. This is my channel. This is my platform. And this is kind of the way I feel about it. So first one, as far as a hot take, quite simply is this. Dior is living off of Sauvage and they have not innovated since. Argue with your mama, your cousin, your baby nephew. Prove me wrong, right? When we look at Dior, in my opinion, has not really done anything significant since Sauvage, right? Now, yes, you could talk about Dior, Home Intense, DHI, but all that's come out have been reformulations. No innovations there, right? But let me know your thoughts because I'm saying Dior they've not done any innovation. They've not done anything that to me has been really mind-blowing, mind-boggling. Sauvage is what they're living off of. Now, again, I recognize that there's private line, and I haven't put nose on a lot of things in the private line, as it were. But let's just be honest, as far as the mass market space, tell me what Dior you're really checking for. Tell me which Dior you are like, gotta have. And I'm not talking about reformulation because that's really all that they've put out, in my opinion, is reformulations and Sauvage EDT, Sauvage EDP, and the Sauvage Elixir. Is there anything? I'm just waiting for y'all to say. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, Sid Boss is wearing L'Homme Ideal Cologne Forte by Guerlain. Plan on full wearing tomorrow. Initial impressions at us a banger. Cool. Jason, we can have that conversation. There will be no LeBron slander. That's not slander, it's facts. Slander means that I'm saying things in some respects that may be untrue, as it were, right? These are facts. LeBron and GOAT don't really go in the same conversation. Flopping behind. All right, anyway, cool. What's cracking? Ricky hops in. Aromatics Magnetic. Good. Holy Prophet JC, that is a crazy take about LeBron. Listen, I got more of them. Jason says neither has Chanel. That's That's a fact one too. Chanel hasn't really done a whole lot either. That was it l'exclusif. In fact, I have another hot take we'll talk about the l'exclusif, but neither one of them have really done a lot of innovation. And that's why, if we're honest, for me, I'm basically in the clone lane and in the niche lane. Because for me, designers have gotten kind of boring. Designers have gotten just kind of like they're the same thing, right? They're just kind of the same thing over and over again, right? We'll talk about flankers in a moment here, but Dior has not innovated. Even that Eau Fort was, first of all, that Eau Fort to me, did any of y'all like the Eau Fort? Because Eau Fort to me was just, I did not care for that. I smelled that and I was like, y'all can keep that one. And then, yeah, it looked kind of crazy coming on skin. I wasn't feeling that. All right. Let's jump down. Joe, for my generation, MJ is the GOAT. MJ is the GOAT for all generations. Let's just say that. Ray, good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. Right. Jason said the GOAT, James. No, no, we can have the conversation and I will show you how he is not the GOAT. I'll show you. All right. Favorite Chanel is Le Leon. Very nice. Very nice. You have to spell that Allure Home Super Lego Lugera. Now, I think they're re-releasing that this month, I think is what I recently saw. I think they're re-releasing that. It's nice, but for me, it wasn't anything. It was a little hyped for me, as far as my opinion, right? Just my thoughts. All right. Simba says, I love LeBron, but he's not even above Kobe in my rankings. Value offense and defense. LeBron comes up short on the defensive side of the ball. That's all. That's part of it. Yep, I agree with that. Kobe was nowhere near LeBron. Yeah. Okay. Love LeBron. Okay. Yeah. Same thing. All right. So that's a hot take. It looks like that LeBron hot take. I'll even go because we said we're gonna make this a weekly blend. So we're gonna sit here. Let's see what my guy Jason said. Here, I was thinking it was cool that Flash would say LeBron comes up short on defense. He's in year 23. Yeah, with the juice. We with the juice. Yeah. If we want to have the LeBron conversation, I'll give you part of it. First of all, I'll tell you what Llama stands for. And how I arrived at that. I used to do a podcast with me and two of my friends, my guys who I've known for 20, almost 30 years. And we used to call it Chop It Up. And we were talking about this and I said, you know what? Jordan's the GOAT. Kobe is the Mamba. So every player of any worth has to have a name, right? Has to have what they are, and it has to be tied to an animal. So when we're talking about, again, Jordan, GOAT, Kobe, Mamba, LeBron is the llama. And LeBron, being the llama, stands for loves losing alongside multiple all-stars. How are you the GOAT and you have a losing record in the finals? How does that work? How are you not the most dominant player in because as far as, well, he's dominant, but part of that is because the league's behind him. Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it a buck. The league's behind him. The league is trying to figure out what it's going to do when LeBron retires. Because LeBron, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying that he's bad. Don't get me wrong. I know ball. I love ball. I'm not saying he's horrible. I'm just simply saying, if he were really the GOAT, would he flop as much as he does? Just asking. These are questions. These are my questions. Because show me clips of Jordan flopping. I'll even say this. Jordan made everyone around him better. When players have come to play with LeBron, their scoring average goes down. They actually take a back seat. Pippen, whom I'll even head off some of the conversations that people have, Pippen actually had his best scoring years alongside Jordan because Jordan made everyone come up to his level. Ask Steve Kerr, who got punched in the mouth. Let's jump back in. Who said you don't go to the ops court, drop to the floor, and spaz out? Listen, LeBron hasn't played defense since he was 30 years old. That's the last time he made a defensive team. Facts. JC, I'm just talking facts, man. Am I thinking on the juice? I'm just going to say I'm not the first person, and I know I'm not the last person. There's an underlying rumor that there's some things that he's got going on. That allegedly, let me just say allegedly, I don't know, I'm not in his camp. Allegedly, I've heard it from too many different places. All right. So the league was behind MJ. They were behind MJ, but not to the level they are behind LeBron. Let's just keep it a buck. The way they are behind LeBron, MJ basically created the model. And so then the league was always looking for someone to take that place as far as that model. They did it with Kobe. They tried to do it. Remember Harold Miner, they called him Baby Jordan. They tried to do it, and they keep trying to do it with different players. LeBron is just the one that they're doing it with right now. Afterwards, who knows? It may be Shea. Who knows who becomes the next like big push as far as the face of the league. But yes, the league has been behind different players. All right. You don't have nothing to support that argument. Please go through Olympic testing. People, please go through Olympic testing and pass with flying colors. Okay. All right. Come on, you sound just like an analyst. Yeah, because I'm analyzing facts. LeBron made it to the finals in a watered-down Eastern Conference and got bodied by a dude named J.J. Barea. J.J. Barea got a ring. J.J. Barea got a ring in the LeBron era. All right. Simone says MJ paved his way. He made people play harder. Absolutely. Listen, I grew up in Chicago, right? And I'll be honest, when because of the hype, especially around when in the draft for Jordan, I was upset about us drafting Jordan because, of course we wanted Hakeem. But I got to watch some of those things in real time. I can tell you that Scottie Pippen went with the flow and went with the game plan a lot better than Horace Grant. Horace Grant, if you listen to the interview and you watch even the transformation of Scottie Pippen at least had enough common sense to take the media lessons to heart and really do some things to make himself more presentable and make himself sound more intelligent. Horace Grant didn't always do that, right? And so you can see even Scottie Pippen started wearing glasses, starting to look a little more intellectual when he was doing interviews. All of that is part of what helped basically even that entire process of Pippen becoming a better player. Simply put, in my opinion. All right. Facts. No one ever counts final losses. Well, you can't count them with Jordan. Can't count finals losses with Jordan. But you lose more finals than you win, and you're the GOAT? How'd that work? That don't make sense. Doesn't he have? Who has a better record as far as the finals? Is it him or Steph? Does that make Steph now the GOAT? And what happened when Jordan came back? I'll be the first to admit Jordan should not have come back and played for the Wizards. I'll be the first to admit Jordan should not have played for the Wizards. But was he still averaging pretty decently? Yeah. Was he the same player when he came to the Wizards? Not really. Did he take time off that he probably shouldn't have taken off if it was for gambling, as has been alleged? So I'll be the first to admit that Jordan shouldn't have played for the Wizards. I'll be the first to admit that those last few years of his career, his third iteration of career, probably should not have happened. But I'd still say prime Jordan would take prime LeBron daily. All right. Scent Ball says longevity isn't the metric, impact is. MJ stacked 2 3-peats and 6 rings in a tighter window than anyone. It's not about how long you're around, it's what you do while you're there. Thank you. That's facts. Because you have a 23-year career, and I'll give him the longevity. Yes, I'll give him the longevity without casting aspersions. I have my own thoughts, but even without casting aspersions, I'll give LeBron the longevity. I'll give him that. But stacking up records in a longer window doesn't make you better than someone that did it better in a shorter window. All right. Pippen led the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals without Jordan, and they won 66 games without Michael Jordan. You're right. Absolutely. Here's my response to that. Again, Jordan made people around him better. The reason we know Pippen's name, the reason we know Steve Kerr's name, the reason we know Bill Winnington's name, the reason we know Bill Cartwright, the reason we know John Paxson is because all of them, their game had to elevate alongside Jordan. So yes, when Jordan took his time off, that mechanism was still there. That intensity was still there. Why couldn't Pippen do that when he was on the team with, who was it, with Barkley and was it Drexler? Why couldn't he have even more impact? Or why couldn't he be even more of a champion with 2 other superstars as far as another super team? Why couldn't he do that? Just a thought. I don't know, Holy Prophet, what you're saying is a lie, but I think I'm spitting all facts right here. That Life TV says that's crazy that people are still wanting to find something on LeBron. Let the man live. Listen, I'll give LeBron. LeBron is a great role model. I'm not taking that away from him. He's a good father. Listen, he got his son a job because his son shouldn't have that job. Let's say that also. So as far as his character, I'm not taking anything from his character. I'm not taking anything away from him as far as his wife, his family, his livelihood, as far as his family, his character, things of that nature. I'm simply saying, ball player, he's not the GOAT. It's not the GOAT. I think it's generational. Flopping is now. It'll be something else in the future. I'm a Jordan guy, but my day was someone else. Here's the thing, though. If we're talking that, yes, it's a generational thing, the caliber of player, or excuse me, the physicality of the players that Jordan played against and the battles that he had to go through, LeBron wouldn't survive that. Because here's the thing, LeBron flops. And I'm sorry, for me, as someone who played ball high school, played intramurally in college, all of those fun things, the flopping to me it's akin to cheating. It's akin to cheating. If we're honest, the fact that the guy is like this far away from you and you react like you've gotten punched in the nose and you almost got a concussion, it's cheating. So yeah, so you can say that that's what it is now, but even some players are looking at him like, dude, come on. So I don't think he gets the full respect that Jordan got. Respect, even though we could talk about Isaiah because Isaiah is a bum anyway. Yes, that's my other hot take. But Jordan has the respect. There are players playing right now who look at LeBron every time he flops. It's like, dude, come on. All right. Jerjoff, Duran. Someone talk about that. That's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. Let's see. This hot take is going to be 24-hour live stream. We're going to move on from it, Blaine. We're going to move on from it. But I'm just, so Jordan's a horrible teammate. That's okay. He can be a horrible teammate, but at the end of the day, there are people that won championships with him, and they won more championships with him than they won without him. Just because you play with LeBron doesn't mean you're going to get a championship. Again, he's the llama. He loves losing alongside multiple all-stars. He recruits all-stars to his team. They lose. We don't allegedly use facts. Okay. It's very uncommon, and that's a fact, for a player to last that long as he does without some aid. Allegedly. MJ took over the league. LeBron was given the lead. Absolutely. Again. So he gets rewarded for punching his team? Listen. At the end of the day, I'm a better person because I got popped every now and then. Yes, he punched his teammate. Steve Kerr didn't mess up again. When it came down to hit, Steve Kerr hit. Steve Kerr is coach. Steve Kerr is still in the sphere. He's still doing things. He didn't fade off into oblivion like other players that played alongside LeBron. It's not hate. This is not hate. This is not hate. I can respect him just like I can respect Kobe. In all honesty, I was not a Kobe fan, but I'm a Kobe respecter. I respect the fact that Kobe did some amazing things. I can respect what LeBron has done. But if we're talking about the GOAT, he don't meet the qualifications. He ain't it. LeBron made 6 All-NBA defensive teams. Okay. How many rings he got? How many players does he have signed to his shoe brand? I hope I didn't freeze. I think I'm still going. Yeah, it looks like I'm still going. All right. Let's see. This man has lived up to everything that has been thrown at him. The fact that we are still having this discussion is crazy. Everyone will miss him when he's gone. I think we'll see other people come to the fore and have solid careers when he's gone. I think that teams will do okay without him. I think he sucks a lot of air out of the room. That's my thought. MJ wasn't making out a first round, so Pippen got there to save him. You could say that. I say he also had to have a team around him. But again, if Pippen is such the savior, why couldn't Pippen go off and do that with other all-stars later on? We'll keep asking that question. Okay, don't base it off rings. Let's base it off impact. Let's base it off a lot of things. Bill Russell is the GOAT. You could make that argument, yes. But Bill Russell, I think the thing with Bill Russell literally was playing against different caliber of players. But Bill Russell, yes, you could put him in the conversation. I don't necessarily think that he is, because there's a wider range of accomplishments and a wider range of impact that Jordan had. But I'm good with that. 40,000 points will never be passed, let alone he's done. Let alone he's over that. You say that. They say the same thing about Kareem's, about it when Kareem had it. The fact is that yes, we may find an error, because they've talked about at some point that there may be a 4-point rule. So now if you have a 4-point rule and now you have people that are hitting 4 points, does that, and now let's say they score 50,000 points and they now live to play for 30 years. Does that mean that they were better? 40,000 points is a great accomplishment. I'm not taking that away. But again, we're talking longevity. Jordan's per is still better than LeBron's, period. Robert Horry is 7-0 in the final, so Horry is the GOAT in that case. You could say that, but here's the problem with that. Robert Horry was not instrumental to teams. Robert Horry was not the star on the team. He moved around much like LeBron. In fact, if we're talking about the GOAT as far as go on another team, Horry is the GOAT because he goes on another team and has a better record than LeBron. LeBron has gone on how many different teams and still has a losing record in the finals? Y'all can keep coming. I got this for days. I got this for days. People need to stop basing the GOAT. I said, okay, there's other things. There's other things. If we count losses, okay. Rev, listen, I've had this conversation. There are two conversations that I can have and I could go all day on. The conversation of Jordan being the GOAT and LeBron being the llama, and the conversation of Apple versus iPhone. I mean, iPhone versus Android. I can have those conversations, and I can handle them both very well. Pippen almost only counts in horseshoes and grenades. It only counts in horseshoes and grenades. It don't count in basketball. Aside from that, it's a different time period. All players back there were built different. Kev, did you name that starting five? I didn't. I'd have to sit down and really give it some time as far as my starting five. But okay, if we go starting five, Jordan is shooting guard. Point, I'd have Magic at my point. My small forward, I would actually have Kobe at my small forward. I'd probably have Tim Duncan at my 4 and then Shaq at my 5. That would be my top 5, my starting 5. Flavors, two people forget Kobe and Shaq beat Pippen, Rasheed Wallace, Bonsai Wells. Okay. But again, Pippen didn't win a championship without Jordan. And Pippen had a team where he was with 2 other All-Stars. Pippen was also on a super team before we even do the term super team. Why is no one talking about Larry Bird? Lots of players thought he was hard to play against. Listen, Larry Bird, if I didn't take Kobe for my 3 on my starting 5, Larry Bird would be in my 3. So, yep. Bronny his cheeks. Absolutely. The only reason Bronny Jr. is playing and has an NBA contract is because of his daddy. Because the Lakers wanted to keep LeBron happy for just a little while longer. Because there was no team really checking for Bronny James. You know that. Let's just be honest. These arguments against Jordan are weak. LeBron is great. He isn't a Jordan. Agreed. LeBron he's good. I'm not taking that away from him, but he's not the GOAT. Jordan never made his teammates better. Again, look at the average that Pippen had playing with Jordan and playing without Jordan. We know the name Steve Kerr. We know Scottie Pippen. We know John Paxson. We know Bill Winnington because of Jordan. Jordan made players around him better, period. Jordan is a horrible GM and owner as far as just his ability to scout talent, but as a player, he upgraded everyone around him. So Jason, who came under LeBron and led a team, I'm just saying, referencing Pippen, 66 wins. Yep. All right, so Rev Rogers says Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Kareem, Doc Bird, Dr. J, and Moses Malone in that order. Moses Malone is a nice take. An underrated take, I think. Dr. J, I think Dr. J as a player, flashy, yes. Did some amazing things, absolutely. I'd have to really sit down and talk about and think about it. But Dr. J for me, probably in the pantheon of players, is probably top 15, not top 5. Ricky, now that's a take. LeBron is the GOAT, just as Vu Elegant is the GOAT of fragrances. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the point. Teams got worse after LeBron leaves. No win, not win more games. I hear that, but I think the teams got worse after LeBron leaves. Because, again, he sucked everything out with him. The other thing, again, and that really actually goes to my point also, because if the teams were worse when LeBron leaves, he didn't elevate that team. He didn't make that team better. You brought up earlier, I think it was you, Jason, that brought it up earlier, about how Pippen won the Eastern Conference Final in that time where Jordan was out of the league. Why did he do that? Because, again, my supposition, my proposal is that because Jordan had made such an impact on the players that they had to come up to another level, and they continued to play at that other level even when he was not there. By that same reasoning, it looks like whenever LeBron leaves, basically the team goes back to the trash that they were because there's no one that was there. And so he didn't really elevate that team or elevate the players. Bro, there was no physicality. Please go back and watch the games. What are you talking about? My friend, what are you speaking of? There was no physicality in the Jordan era? I'm sorry. I'm going to let the chat handle that. There was no physicality in the Jordan era? Have you not seen the bad boys of Detroit, the Pistons, abuse and take him out? Have you not seen the fights? I mean, like full-on fights, not the hold me back fights. I'm talking full-on fights, the full-on break a jaw fight. But you say there was no physicality? Which games are you watching? Exactly. Thank you, Ricky. A lot of people standing around taking advantage of the legal defense rules. I go back and watch. I'm just saying, go back and watch. I don't think LeBron would flop in the 80s and 90s. That's my point. Different times. He wouldn't flop. Now, would LeBron probably get chin checked a few times? Absolutely. But how he would come back from it, we'd see. Tom Brady played 20 years, so I guess he uses steroids too. There was that rumor too, allegedly. Now you all will find, because we may have conversations on, because again, part of the whole concept of the weekly blend that we're going to do, this show we're going to do, we may have conversations. One day we might come on and we might talk about what some people call conspiracy theories. I call critical thinking. We might have some conversations. Might do that. LeBron was only battle tested with San Antonio when Tim Duncan and the Spurs was old, beat young OKC. The only Tim with this test was the Warriors, in which KD beat him twice. In the Spurs game, was that the one where it was like, oh, I'm cramping. I can't play because I'm cramping. Yeah. I have no dog in this fight. Love LeBron, but GOAT talk loses me. Jordan thrived in contact era. LeBron never had to face. Yep. Yeah, it was a whole facility at Nike. Here's the interesting thing, right? LeBron, this is how LeBron thinks he is. LeBron thought he had the same pull to basically try and sign. I want to say it was Luka. I could be wrong, but I want to say when Luka came into the league, LeBron, what I've heard is that LeBron wanted to sign Luka to the LeBron shoe line as if he were doing a Jordan line. Nike was like, you think you that? You think you got a whole brand that you sign people to? No. Jordan has that. There's the Jordan brand. LeBron, you just got a shoe. You can keep your shoe, but you're not signing players to it because you're not on the Jordan level. Jordan's got a whole facility. Jordan has his own brand. Nobody would beat the Warriors with KD. Stop it. I can say that. I can agree with that. That was a tough team. However, we talking the GOAT, right? We talking the GOAT, right? Jordan has 9 all defensive teams and Kobe has 11 all defensive teams. Kobe, again, I'm a respecter of Kobe. Kobe was a beast. Kobe, my respect for him has gone up, not just in retrospect because of his passing, but when I really look back at the body of work, I got some respect for Kobe, right? Recency bias is a hell of a drug. Absolutely. Prior to 30-year-old, how many does Kobe and Jordan have? Yep. There will never be another Bron. No, we got Bronny James. There will never be another Jordan, though, period. No one will miss LeBron. I won't say that again because I want to make it clear. There's no hate here. I'm just speaking facts. I think the league will miss LeBron. I think that there is impact that he has. To the level of a Jordan, no. But there will be some loss of who he is. In fact, I think that one of the reasons that they are, even the load management, all that, is to try and prolong that while they get that next player, right? Because let's just be honest, Nikola Jokic is not going to be the face of the NBA. Not going to happen. So the NBA and its whole mechanism has got to find who is going to be the next face of the NBA, right? And I don't know that there's anyone on the horizon. I don't know that. So, all right. Different times on the court. I will miss LeBron sexuals, not LeBron. Agreed. My bad. I forgot Will Chamberlain on my list. Got to put him on there. Absolutely. Will the still. LeBron had that same treatment at Miami FragCon. Coaches agree MJ changed the game. Yep. Who did LeBron beat? He didn't beat JJ Barea. I just like saying that. JJ Barea got a ring thanks to LeBron. Listen, we can talk about the players that didn't get rings in the Jordan era versus the players that got rings in the LeBron era. Charles Barkley, how many rings he got? Barkley ain't got no rings. Patrick Ewing ain't got no rings. Whoever that is has to average 27 plus for 20 plus years. Again, the longevity doesn't necessarily equal the quality of it, in my opinion, right? Is Emmitt Smith better than Barry Sanders because Smith has more yards? Absolutely not. The only reason Barry Sanders doesn't get as much love and respect as he should get is because he took himself out early, and I blame Detroit for that. As a Chicagoan, I blame Detroit for that. Everyone Jordan beat is in the Hall of Fame or in the top 75. You know who's not in the top 75 that LeBron beat or didn't or lost to? JJ Barea. Again, Dad Life, I've said I can give him respect as a player, but we're talking the conversation of as far as being a GOAT. He's not the GOAT. Has he helped sustain the league? Absolutely. Does he think too highly of himself? Absolutely. Did he have impact on the league? Absolutely. All of these things can be true. But what's not true is that he's the GOAT. These are some ridiculous takes to try to dispel. Robert Horry, really? Yep. Appreciated that life. Again, we talk about fragrance a lot. I got a lot of videos to talk about fragrance. I had a bunch of other hot takes, but this was the one that everybody wanted to kind of dip into and y'all were talking about. So we're going to run with it. We're going to rock with it, right? Besides this convo, how do you get comments on the screen like that? And trying to figure this out for my channel. So this right here, where is it? Here. This is StreamYard. So StreamYard has this feature in their thing where you can add that on there. And then, of course, I can put them up like this as well. So this is StreamYard. I'm thinking about and considering maybe going back to Ecamm just because there's some things that Ecamm does that I like as well, but we'll see. But yeah, that's all StreamYard. That's all that is, StreamYard. Jordan, Magic, Kobe, Malone, and Shaq. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Karl Malone. Karl Malone the player, yes. Karl Malone the person, yeah. All right. Let's see. LeBron beat a 73-9 Warriors team, but he lost to JJ Barea. JJ Barea. Boston, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen and KG made him change teams. They sent him packing. They sent him down that tunnel crying. Like that famous meme of LeBron crying. Yeah. They sent him packing. Bird, if Bird had not gotten hurt, Bird would definitely have had even better career than I think he had. Bird definitely is in some respects, I still think a little overlooked, I should say. If he did not get injured like the way he did, Bird was doing some stuff. Bird was kind of nasty on the court, simply put. Bird was nasty. Curry's more influential than LeBron in the LeBron era. Yep. They got KD, man. Stop it. Twizzy, you're a funny dude. All right. But again, let me go back to this. Curry's more influential. How is it that, again, you are the GOAT candidate, supposedly, but Steph Curry has done a little more as far as championships and what have you and impact, or at least the same, right? So does that mean Curry is now in conversation for the GOAT as well? Just some thoughts. Can we agree the GOAT in this conversation is like Frag, subjective? Nope. Frag comment subjective. Basketball ain't. Fragrance is subjective. Yes. But no, I'm not going to give y'all that. LeBron is the greatest player to be hated by so many people. If that's the category, greatest player to be ever hated by so many people, yes. But if you try to put a comment in there, say he's the greatest player to be hated, no. He's definitely the greatest player to be hated by so many people, but he's not the greatest player, period. All right, I don't hate on LeBron, but we need context. I can agree with that. Again, I respect what he's done, but my main point is he ain't the GOAT. He not. The East was weak then. The East was weak when? When Jordan? When are you talking about the East was weak? Because the East was pretty dominant as far as you had Boston for sure. You had who else? You had Detroit. No? Now, if you're talking at some other point, we can have that conversation. All right. LeBron is a cancer. 23 years, only 4 rings. Oh. Jordan, 6 rings in 15 years, 45% of his career. He won in rings, never went to a game 7. Oh. He said it. Wait. He said it. Late 80s, early 90s was peak and prime NBA, period. Yep, I can agree with that. Pippen would still have had a great career without MJ. MJ did not make Pippen who he was. As a Chicagoan who is a Chicagoan till Chicago wins, like Chicago win, I'm going to say I think that Pippen learned the lessons well. I'm going to say Pippen learned the lessons well. Because Olden Polynice was who we traded Pippen for. I think Olden Polynice would probably have had a better career had he played alongside Jordan as well. But I don't know that Pippen would have had the career that he had without coming alongside of Jordan, simply put. Rodman was absolutely physical. He was definitely physical, absolutely. That's where all the physicality came from. That's what I meant when I said game was different. Ball was like hockey back then. Absolutely. It was Luka. Yes, it was Luka. Thank you. Yes, it was Luka that he was trying to, that LeBron was trying to think like he was going to sign somebody to his shoe brand. And Nike was like, you ain't got a brand. You got a shoe. There's only one other brand. There's Nike brand and there's Jordan brand. There's no LeBron brand. You got a shoe deal. You ain't got a brand deal. Rodman. So Rodman, there's a lot of things that were going on with Rodman at that time, what have you. Rodman, the thing that I especially when he was with the Bulls for that era, even here's the thing, the respect that he had for Jordan as somebody who used to be very physical when he was with Detroit against Jordan, the respect that he had for Jordan, and Jordan basically kind of helped to, and even Phil Jackson to an extent, helped to corral some of that wildness of Dennis Rodman to keep him on point and keep him on brand, at least to win some championships. Yep. Jordan was under Nike for a long time during his career, but I'll tell you this: you're not seeing any players with the Jordan logo on their jersey. Or excuse me, you're not seeing any players with a LeBron logo on their jersey. Jordan got, not only is he owner of a team, but he got his brand on players' jerseys. You're not going to see that with LeBron. So glad I came of age during the Magic Jordan era. So listen, it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. Rockets had Warriors on their heels until Chris Paul popped his hamstring in Game 5. I can get that. Yep. Bulls would not beat the Warriors with KB. Let's stop it right there. Jason, you my boy. We're just going to leave it at that. You my boy. Because here's the thing. You put Dennis Rodman on KD. I'm not saying KD's not going to score. I'll even say you put Pippen on KD. But Rodman's craziness and physicality, KD got some issues too, because I don't understand why he can't brush his hair every now and then. I don't understand why he's allergic to lotion. I don't get all that. And KD is a special player. Again, I don't want to take any of that away. KD is definitely a special player. KD might actually, yeah, okay. But I think that KD could be minimized. I'm not going to say neutralized. He could be minimized. Just my thought. Anthony Edwards, okay. Yeah, Anthony Edwards could be the face. He's just got to get over that hump. But Anthony Edwards, I like Anthony Edwards. I like Ant Dog. Yeah. Right, on the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq would have beat the Warriors. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Because Shaq was a problem. Shaq was a full-on problem. Wemby will be Wemby won't be the face of the league. I can't see that. If they want America to be Anthony Edwards, I could see Anthony Edwards kind of getting a push. I can't see Wemby doing it. I can't. Simone, if only lady on tonight, if so wrong, being forced to comment on sports. It's okay. We may even have a conversation on I don't know. I might bring my wife on for one of these. We'll see and see if we can have a conversation about some things. Because the great thing about, for those of you that are just joining in, we talking fragrance, yes, but this is the weekly blend. We're gonna talk about a variety of things. This is kind of what my Tuesday nights are gonna look like now. We're going to talk about a variety of things. So today, it just turns out we have the LeBron is not the GOAT conversation. Next week, we'll come up with something else. We'll talk through that. But yeah, appreciate you stopping through though, Simone. Beat Joe Lewis. There we go. Shaq and Kobe wouldn't have beat the Warriors. Knock it off. Let's match it up. Because first of all, who is going to handle Shaq in the paint? The Warriors didn't have anyone that could handle Shaq in the paint. They had a lot of players outside, and they would have to do it from the outside. But the physicality of that matchup, I don't see it. And the way Kobe's built, granted, the Warriors had Steph and they had Clay. I give you that. And you had, what's his name? KD. I can give you that. They would have to do it from the outside. That's just my thought. I'm not saying one way or the other for sure, but I'm saying that would be an interesting matchup. They'd have a better chance. Agreed. I can agree with that. Anthony has to clean up the off the court drama. I think that whole thing with the whole rumor with the mother of his baby mama, not his girlfriend, but the side chick, that could not. He's got to clean that up, just like Kobe had to clean up that allegation that he had in Utah. If he cleans it up, it could work for him. All right. Ricky, who's the GOAT as far as running backs? I'm a say, as far as GOAT, career cut too short was definitely Barry Sanders. Walter Payton, and I don't want to go with Walter just because he was a Chicagoan, and yes, definitely. But I think you got to put in there Gale Sayers. I think you got to put in there Emmitt Smith. I think you got to, just for impact's sake, you got to put in OJ. Jim Brown. I mean, we can go back, but there's a few that could definitely get that. Absolutely. Peyton, Gale Sayers, yeah. And that's a valid statement too, Ricky. Because the thing is changing so much, and even if we're honest, the role of the running back has shifted. Teams aren't using the running backs the way they used to. Twizzy says LeBron played in the weakest conference. How do you get that many times in the finals? 10 times and you didn't win 50%, but you're the best player. He said it. I didn't. Rev Rogers says Screen Ninja for on-screen chats. I might check that out as well because I'm thinking about changing some things. Sitball says, as Generation X, who has watched Jordan and LeBron in depth? Jordan is the GOAT. What typically happens is that Gen Z and beyond have a different take on things, and that's to be expected. Again, I'm just giving my opinion, my thoughts. Jason says, so JJ Barea must have been Finals MVP. Stop acting like he was the only player on the Mavs. I'm not. I know he had there was, what's his name? Dirk Nowitzki. I get that. But again, JJ Barea, I just like saying that. JJ Barea got a ring. Bird was a beast. He would get real nasty if a white dude was guarding him. That's crazy. Bird was definitely a guy. Talking about Steph, he hopped off Under Armour as soon as that deal was up. Yep. All right, let's see. He felt disrespected by a white guy. It was too easy for him. Yeah. I'm not saying Pippen was nice. I'm not saying Pippen wasn't nice. I'm just saying put him in his rightful place. I don't know that Pippen would be top 50 had it not been playing alongside Jordan. That's my hot take. And we can agree to disagree. But Jason, you're wrong. You said learn from what? Jordan wasn't a winner. Okay. LeBron has colleges. Okay. What that mean? In a high school. Yeah. Have you heard about the problems with that? But okay. Let me jump down here some more. Let me see what else we got. Listen, yeah, I definitely appreciate it, boss, as far as everybody. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Joel, I know hockey. I only watch hockey when the Blackhawks are playing in gestures because I'm a Chicago. When the Blackhawks are like getting to the Stanley Cup. Other than that, I'm not a hockey person. That's just me. Kind of jump down through here. All right, I'm gonna see what we catch up. Facts. Jordan doesn't win 6 championships if players are not on safe contracts. LeBron doesn't lose as many times as he does. Well, let me say this. How can I put it? Even if LeBron had been tied to the same team, he still wouldn't have done what he's done, right? LeBron has the opportunity to go to different teams and still loses. So what are you really saying? He goes where he wants to. He gets players who are all the other all-stars to come alongside and play with him, and he still has a losing record in the finals. Make that make sense. I mean, you team up, you become the Batman. Excuse me, because let's just be honest. When he went to Miami, he was the Robin to D Wade's Batman. So you team up with D Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Okay. I hear you. I hear you, Ricky. I hear you. You say Shaq would be in foul trouble guarding the perimeter. Shaq wouldn't venture out to the perimeter, right? Because their center's not going to go out there, right? For the Warriors, if he's out there, he's not going to necessarily. They're going to have to basically get around him. Now, will Steph and Clay step back and hit treys? Very possible. Not taking that away, right? But all we're talking is basically all Kobe has to do is either drive and dish to Shaq, or driving, taking himself. Because what's his name? Draymond ain't doing nothing. Draymond's not doing anything against Shaq, period. We kind of jump down here some more. Simone, I see you checking out. Appreciate you stopping through. Yeah, thanks, Simone. Definitely appreciate you stopping through and hanging out with us. We're not going to stay here too much longer. Rev Roger, bring us back too. I just picked up Azzaro's the most wanted and wanted intense and blown away. Old, but I think it's the best Azzaro. I love Elixir and the Raspberry, but I slept on this one. Yes, yes. Love your page, what's your usual? What up, wifey? I see you. My usual Cane's order is, I think, the box. I don't know if that's what you're gonna do. That's my wife's way of trying to get me some dinner, I guess. I don't know. But yes, wifey, I like the box. I think that's what it is. It's like the 3 or 4 tenders. I can't remember. But appreciate that. I'm gonna have to have my wife come on. Wifey, you're gonna have to probably come on for one of these. As far as the weekly blend, have a conversation. I think you guys would appreciate that. She knows how I feel about LeBron. She knows. All right, what else we got going on here? What rookie did LeBron mentor? LeBron only played with other all-stars in an attempt to stack the deck, and he still lost. Yep. What's up, Mo? Good to see you, my guy. Thanks for stopping through. Thank you for stopping through, my guy. All right. So I started off kind of just saying we were going to talk about that, and then I gave a hot take, and then we kind of went down that. We might come back and do another hot take episode as far as just other things. Just as far as things that are going on, because I'm not going to keep you long. This whole thing, as far as the weekly blend, we're probably going to make it an hour to an hour and a half max. Just because I like hanging out with y'all. It's good to have conversation, what have you. As far as things that are coming up, things that you will need to be on the lookout for. I do have coming in from the folks over at Savoir Faire. I do have a full bottle or a 30 ml of Soul Cafe, which was my scent of the day. So I'll definitely be reviewing that coming up. As well as I have Oratory and Beau Noir coming from them. So definitely when those come in. Other things that you will be seeing reviews of coming up soon will be this guy right here. This is Electimus Imperium. Definitely a nice one. Nice vanilla fragrance. Nice floral vanilla fragrance. So be on the lookout for that. If I haven't already, I think I may have filmed it. I just may have to edit it. But we're going to do a review of this guy here. This is Cold Opulence from Arabiat Prestige. And I'm trying to think what else. Those are some of the main things that I've got. I think I got 1 or 2 more things to definitely do some reviews on. But definitely appreciate it. Ricky asks, what was my scent of the day? Scent of the day today was that Soul Cafe. That was the scent of the day today. I don't know what let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. I don't know what I'm thinking I'm gonna wear tomorrow. Tomorrow might be an EHA day. So I put in notice there's some things changing and things shifting for me. So I got 3 more days at my current location, my current place. And so I'm going out with a bang. they getting all these fragrances, right? Some of the stuff that I've kind of shied away from wearing just because it wasn't necessarily full office friendly. I might throw on this EHA and I might overspray. That EHA from Thana Parfums. Let me let it. There we go. I might throw that on and just blow out the office. We might do that tomorrow. We'll see. No, I'm joking, but I might throw that on tomorrow. But yeah, that was my scent of the day, was Soul Cafe from Savoir Faire. All right. Found a Altair dupe in Marshall's that is rivaling Liquid Brune for $16.99. Ronak Amber by Zareen, long lasting and easy to wear, amazing. And that Liquid Brune Extrait or limited edition, whatever that's supposed to come out later this month. I'm not getting that. I don't need a flanker dupe of a dupe. I don't. So I know that's coming out. Michael Jordan cologne is the GOAT of all celebrity fragrances. If you want to say that, I can get with that. Actually, Shaq's fragrance was pretty nice. The one that Shaq just had out at JCPenney's, it was not bad. It wasn't bad. Scent Boss, Kevin, this was fun and appreciate you, fam. Peace and blessing to everyone. Thanks for stopping through, my guy. Definitely. Big on the Latifahs. Need a good tobacco fragrance under a C note. So there is, it's over there, but it's in the space of a Naxos as far as like a cherry honey tobacco. It is Insurrection Wild 2, which is doing its take actually of Mugler's Pure Havane. Not bad if you can find it. I know that definitely is in that range. There's a tobacco coming out from these guys, House of Cosmo. They have one that's coming out called Element Delta. I've already pre-ordered it. I put nose on it at Scent Explorer. Only reason I don't have at least a 10 ml of it is because they were sold out. They sold out of it like day one, I think. So yeah. Mo says I wear MJ Legend every time I go to Waffle House. Listen. Jason says under $100, Zara Rich, warm and addictive. Okay. Listen, yes. Yeah, Rev Raj, Pure Havane, that's what it was. All right. Listen, I appreciate you all. I'm gonna hop off of this, but again, every Tuesday we're gonna try and do this. We're gonna do this unless something comes up with work or family. We're gonna do the weekly blend. We're gonna have conversations. This was good to talk about just stuff, right? We talk about FragCon, we talk about fragrances all the time. I wanted to get away from just sitting here and being like, I smelled it. I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to have some conversations just because fragrance is important to us, but it's not the only thing to us. So I think it was good that we had the conversation about LeBron not being the GOAT. We'll have other conversations. You all might get a little more understanding of my, again, not conspiracy theorist, but my critical thinker mindset on some things. We can have lots of different conversations. We'll have some guests on here. We might have Jason on here if he, because I know he's out of retirement now. And so we might have Jason on. We might have different folks on here. Mo will probably be on here a couple of times too, just because we're going to have conversations. This is going to be more of a talk show type thing, just to, again, build the community, have fun, and talk with you guys. All right. So listen, I appreciate each and every one of you stopping through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a while. If you haven't already, go ahead and as you're going out, make sure you hit that like button. I think you all have done pretty well as far as getting those likes up for me, and I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, if you're first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe and like and request notifications and all that fun stuff. And then listen, we will see you next time. Y'all have a great one. Be blessed. I'm out.